from his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Here on the line with me right now, and always an honor and a privilege to have him on the show, is Erik Saroney. Came on when he was a part of Henniger, leading that team to tremendous success, and now with OCC in a very short amount of time has had success there and helped to build up that program for the OCC Lazers men's basketball team. So without further ado, let's bring him back onto the broadcast. Erik, how you doing today?
I'm good. What's going on, Dan?
Not too much, and, just obviously keeping busy as always. How's 2019 been treating you so far?
I can't complain. It's only been, 7-8 days here now, so it's been really good. We're back to practice, and, trying to get the second semester started off the right way, so we're excited.
And when you look at this team and just what you can say about, where this team is at right now, just what have you taken away from your time so far at OCC? I mean, you've had early success. You've been able to do some pretty amazing things with this team. There's been ebb and flow, ups and downs. There's been adversity at time. What have you taken away so far from being at OCC in general and not just this season?
It's been a great experience. It's been a learning experience, and that's been a good thing for me. After being at Henniger for so long, it provided a new challenge, and the new challenges have been fun. The college level, the road. It's harder to win on the road. I found that than it was in high school, just because the trips are longer, and there's so much more involved in our road trips. The longer season, I think, wears the guys down, and as a coach, I think managing that's really important, and we're trying to do the best job of that as we can.
When you look at coming in the 2016-17 season at OCC, this is your third season leading the team. What did year one and year two teach you going into this one?
Well, it was fun at year one going in. I didn't really know how good we were, going out of the first practices, going into our first games, and we were obviously a lot better than I thought that year. It was a great year, and the guys, meshed really well. After that, I think I have a little bit more feel and experience for, what the league and what the region's like. And it's just kind of changed expectations. You're at a more comfort level knowing going into games, what certain teams do, and, how you're going to prepare. So each year different. I mean, even when you have a lot of returning guys, so much changes as guys grow and develop that we had a ton of guys back last season from the first year, but it was a very different year. You change one or two pieces, and it just becomes a really different year. So same thing with this. We have a lot of new pieces this year than we did last, but luckily we had a couple guys that were red shirts. Keon Williams and Isaiah were both with us last year, so even though they didn't play, they had kind of an experience with the league and experience with what we're looking for. So I think that's helped the transition.
You have a game coming up, speaking here with Erik Saroney, head coach of the OCC Lazers men's basketball team, against Bryant and Stratton College. Bryant and Stratton obviously has Dan Frisina here. They're in their first season of existence. Just what you could say about that game coming up. It's going to be at OCC, but Dan being a part of this and a part of ushering in a new team to the area, just what that game means to you and the situation of that team, coming into existence with Dan at the head of it.
Well, I'm real happy for Dan. I know he's doing a great job. Actually, Dan was a student of mine, great kid, and I knew him since he was in ninth grade. So really happy that he got that job, and I'm not surprised at all that he's doing a great job getting them off the ground. For us, it gives us a chance to play before we get into conference play. We start conference play on Saturday. We've won the conference 2 years in a row. And, that's our big goal right now is to repeat and defend our conference championship. So it's kind of hard. We've had a long time off. We haven't played since December 18th, because of the break in semesters. So, you come back. It's tough getting the guys back going in practice. As much as they can work out over the break, it's never going to be as sharp coming back into practice. And we've been battling through that the last couple of days. So this game gives us a chance to get a game under our belt and, get back into the uniforms and back into having officials and get back into the flow of a real game, on Thursday, before the really important games start in conference on Saturday. So I think it gives us that opportunity. And, I'm glad that, Dan wanted to play and the date worked out. And it makes sense, both local teams to play. So we're excited.
And then as far as, like you said, not playing since mid-December, back on December 13th, Mohawk Valley Community College, a loss 90-74 at Allen Hall at OCC. Having that time in between, almost a full month between your last game and the game that's coming up against Bryan and Stratton on January 10th, just what that does for you as a coach. Like you said, you're practicing, but you're practicing against the same color jerseys and the same guys and whatnot. So what challenges does it present to you that you have had pretty much a month in between your games here?
Like we said, it just becomes managing that time. The kids had finals, and then, over the holidays, obviously school's closed, and we have guys from out of the area, that went home. So just when, bringing them back and trying to kind of cram a lot into a short period of time when we brought them back officially for the start of practice. We practiced, got some shooting in, after that game before the kids left while they were taking their finals. But we really didn't start getting back after it until Sunday night. We brought the kids, our out-of-town kids, back to campus on Sunday night and had a long, hard practice to try to get our legs back under us. So it's definitely a challenge. And that was one of the adjustments I had to make coming from high school where, you really only have a couple of days off over the holiday break. Just with the academic calendar at this level, you got to give the guys some time off. And actually, this year we gave them a little more time off and actually tried to give myself and my coaching staff a little more time off. So maybe feel a little more refreshed going into this second semester.
Speaking here with Erik Saroney, head coach of the OCC Lazers men's basketball team, when you look back on that, because you've had so much time in between that loss from Mohawk Valley Community College game 90-74 and two losses of the last three games before you've had this break, what has that done? Have you seen the team hang their heads at all, or has it created more of a chip on their shoulder because that's the last taste they have in their mouth? How has the team responded to the last game that they played and knowing that that's lingered a little bit longer because there's been such a break in between?
Yeah, I think it's so long. We dealt with, the good and bad of that loss right afterwards. We met the next day and we talked about it when the week after when we had a couple practices, and we haven't brought it up. It's over with. It's in the first semester. Mohawks, 14-1 or something ridiculous. They're really, really good again. And it was a winnable game with 3.5 minutes to go, and they just stretched it out at the end. I think we had a lead late, under 10 minutes. So we were right there with them. Didn't get the win. So it wasn't an end of the world type of loss. So it's been almost a month. We've moved past it and just looking forward to Bryan and Stratton and looking forward to what we have to do to have a successful, second semester. The way this conference sets up, all of our games in the first semester were either non-region, which actually don't count for seeding, for our playoffs, and then the region games we did have are all against the other conference. So second semester, after the Bryan and Stratton game, every game is a conference game. And like I said, our goal is to win the conference. So this semester, we got to be playing our best basketball this semester.
who are the teams that you feel like challenged you the most? I know there was 3 games that you won in the first semester of this season by 3 points or less. Fulton Montgomery Community College 101-98, and you got Hudson Valley Community College by 68-67. Last win coming up against SUNY Adirondack 65-63. Which of was it one of those games? Was it another one outside of that? The game or games that you feel like out of your region challenge you the most, or within the other region, so to speak, that you went up against, as you were just mentioning, kind of breaking down here? Which one of those games or multitude of those games really you feel made the team kind of step back and say, okay, you know what, we got to work a little bit more here, a little bit, this is good, this needs to change? What games kind of taught this team the most?
I think you better learn something from every game you play, whether it's a big win or a big loss or a close game. Either way, things for other teams and for your team are constantly evolving. So I wouldn't point to one single game. I think our goal is always to learn from every game, from every practice, and try to get just a little bit better every day, and then be at our best coming down the stretch at the end of the season. Fulton Montgomery game to win in triple overtime. I think they're really, really good. I believe we're their only conference loss at this point, or their only region loss at this point. I think they're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in our region. So that was a great learning experience that we knew we could win. And same thing, Hudson Valley is one of the top teams in the region, and to go on the road and beat them by 1, taught us a lot. We lost on the road to Herkimer, and we lost at home to Mohawk Valley, who both are 1 and 2 in the region. And although we lost the games, we were in position to win, and I think it showed some of the things we have to work on down the stretch. So we're in 5th in the region, and we lost to 1 and 2, and we've beaten 3 and 4. So I think we're in a good spot, heading in, and I think we've learned something from every game.
The MidState Athletic Conference, those games are coming up, like you said, right after Bryan and Stratton. Just what you could say about that gamut. I mean, Corning, Broome, Jefferson, Tompkins, Cortland, Finger Lakes, Cayuga, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of teams and a lot of games coming up here inside of the MSAC. Just what you could say about the excitement of that play inside of the conference and getting those games that are really the meat and potatoes of the season coming up.
Yeah, with playing teams twice in conference, in a short amount of time, really in about a 6-7 week time frame, you really get to know each other really well. And then with our conference tournament, you're probably going to play somebody a 3rd time, and then sometimes it worked out last year. We played Finger Lakes 4 times, and it felt like 2 weeks because we played them 2 regular season in the conference semifinals and then in the regionals. And when kind of like in the NBA, when they're playing each other every other day in a 7-game series, it just gets really hard. It just gets hard because the kids and the teams and the coaches know each other so well. So really hard to win on the road in conference just because, like I said, the travel and just teams are better at home, just more a comfort level. So, we'll have 6 road games and 6 home games, and, got to take care of the ones at home and, win as many on the road as you can, and, see where we end up at the end.
And before I let you go, speaking here with Erik Saroney, OCC Lazers men's basketball head coach, just what you could say about, maybe some of those catalysts that you've had on the team so far, and then secondly, maybe some of those sparks that you had from the team, some guys that have stepped up that maybe you didn't expect early on in the season.
Oh, Zay's been great. Zay's been hungry and, set a school record, scored 52 points in the triple overtime win against Fulton Montgomery. He was unconscious. Every shot every tough shot he took, he made, and he needed every one of them. I believe he tied the game on the last possession of both regulation, the first overtime, and the second overtime before we were able to win it. He's been great, and he's been playing with that kind of heart and determination all year. Not every game hasn't been as unconscious as he was, in that game, but he's been excellent. We've had really good leadership from Chris Allen, who's our return starter. I know we've had a lot of other guys step up in different spots. Antonio Scramali out of West Hill, who played, really spot minutes for us last year, has really stepped up and has playing a ton of minutes and playing great and is finishing games for us. So those guys, they're our three captains, and they've been excellent. And they got to continue to be excellent for us to have the success that we hope to have.
That coming from Erik Saroney. Erik, in a final piece of this, I want to have some fun. I don't think we've done this before, but there's something on the show that I've done for a while called Rapid Fire, where we get off of the sport and throw you into a situation where I could ask you any question, but you can also throw that back at me. So I want to ask you 3 questions that have nothing to do with basketball, but in all fairness, you get to put me on the hot seat right after that. Are you willing to play that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, fair enough. My first question for you, Erik, is if you could change anything about the world, you had all the power in the world, nothing was an option. If you could change anything right now, what's the first thing you would change?
That's awful deep, Dan. Like I'm just a basketball coach. I mean, you're really stretching things out. I think you'd have to change the way people deal with each other. Racism and sexism and all that. I think you just got to. I wish everyone dealt with each other better.
Fair enough. I'll give you another one here. If anyone could play you in a movie, who would you want? What actor would you want to play you?
Oh, that's funny. That's another good one. Well, I'm drawing a complete blank. We'll go with Sylvester Stallone. That'd be really funny.
Okay, fair enough. Sylvester Stallone. My last question for you is, what song could you listen to on repeat every day without getting sick of it?
Nothing. I need variety, so I couldn't have repeat something every day without losing my mind.
All right, so no repeat songs. All right, you got 3 questions for me, Coach. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be real simple. I'm gonna ask you the same 3.
Okay, so what's the first thing that I would change about the world? Well, it kind of goes off of what you said, but I would definitely look at this world listening. I think there's a difference between listening and waiting to talk, and I think that we have become a society of a me. What do I have to say? How do I feel? What do I think? And not so much caring about what our neighbor thinks and what they feel and what drives them and what's important to them and why are they acting that way. So, I think you need to take care of yourself, and I think you also need to realize that you're not the only person in this world. So that would be something for me to change.
So who's Dan Tortora in the A&E Lifetime movie?
Who's Dan Tortora in the movie? Oh, jeez, let's think. I would say, I don't know why. I mean, I don't think I look like him. Some people think I look like him. I don't know why. But I would have Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, play me. He's a good actor. So we can have Jake Gyllenhaal. I'd take him. I think that he would be fair to play my life.
All right, there you go. All right, what's your repeat song?
My repeat song, More Money, More Problems by Biggie, Mace, and Diddy. I heard it a couple days ago. I've heard this song since I was in elementary school at Our Lady of Pompeii. So I do have a song I can listen on repeat as opposed to you, Coach. I do like variety, but that is one that I can listen to every day.
Well, I got a follow-up question. Biggie at Our Lady of Pompeii? What's going on over there?
Listen, I got a cool mom. So she back in the day when you got the cassette tape single, and she got the cassette tape for More Money, More Problems, and me and my buddy James, backseat of the car every single day, picked us up from school. That was the song that was playing. So yeah, and and I never knew what a triple beam lyrical dream. And I was singing all these. I was rapping all this. And my dad sitting in the car. He goes, "You know what a triple beam is? That's drugs." And he's like going through the whole thing. So I learned a lot, I guess, that I didn't know I was learning. But
that's got to be a scene in your movie, then.
Yeah, that's that scene played by Jake Gyllenhaal of me rapping in the back seat and my father going, "Do you know what you're rapping about?" So it was a good time. It was a lot of fun. Well, thank you, Coach, for obliging me to play that game a little bit here. And obviously, as you play your games coming up, we hope nothing but success for OCC moving forward as you have the MSAC and Bryant and Stratton College. And I always appreciate having a few minutes with you.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, and I'm sure I'll talk to you again.
All right. Sounds good, Coach. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, take it easy.
This is a wake-up call. Fast break.
Hi, friends and fans. Home Team Pub is the place to be to cheer on your fave home team. Located at 7990 Oswego Road in Liverpool, HTP has you covered with an amazing drink selection. Let's not forget about the signature drinks or those kid-approved gourmet milkshakes. The happy hour specials and pub entrees will have your mouth watering. Check out the website, hometeampub.com, or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. At Home Team Pub, you're always the MVP.
Gear up with the real deal at Dreissig Apparel, creating what people are going to see and learn about you before they even meet you. Gear up for what you need for your team, business, or event. To look professional, look good, and feel good, outfit yourself at DreissigApparel.com. That's DREISSIG Apparel.com. The only place to gear up with the real deal. What's the universal language of a fan? Clapping your hands. With Fan Hands, the ultimate sports fan accessory, find your team color, slip them on, and start cheering on your favorite team with 11 different colors, always in stock on fanhands.com, where you'll find the ultimate sports fan accessory. Real fans wear Fan Hands. Utica Pizza Company spells family. Your family, my family, their family. The recipes that they have shared with each other throughout the years and have now been so gracious to share them with us. I can sit here and talk with you about all the great things that are on the menu, but we'd be here forever. So let me say this. Utica Pizza Company is second to none. And now you can bring it home with you and you can dine in the restaurant. UticaPizzaCompany.com will give you all the information that you need. And let me say, these Utica greens, they're the best. Utica Pizza Company. Call them and place your order at 315-214-3060. That's 315-214-3060. Families break bread at Utica Pizza Company.
Get Hilton quality service at the most affordable price at True by Hilton Camillus, located right next to Costco in Township 5. True by Hilton Camillus offers you their signature sport court where you can enjoy basketball, volleyball, pickleball, soccer, lacrosse, and more year-round in their indoor facility. For reservations and information, call 315-314-8676. That's 315-314-8676. True by Hilton Camillus. Hilton quality service at the most affordable price.
Thank you so much for tuning into this OCC Lasers special part of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Make sure to listen in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time right here on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. You can also listen to the MixLR feed on the homepage of wakeupcalldt.com and stay close on Facebook at wakeupcalldt, Twitter at CallDT, and Instagram at wakeupcall_DT. God bless, and thank you so much to Erik Saroney.